all of the herbs necessary to get rid of those problems?
Well, I got a lot of success, really and truly. I mean, dealing with people with diabetes and high blood pressure and them kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not going to tell people what herbs to use on the radio. They have
No.
to call you and find out because they always say, oh, you're not a doctor. Yeah, doctors did have to study. Having a paper doesn't make you a doctor. It's just what it is. Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just what it is. You know what I mean? I don't try to promote myself now, really say much. You know what I mean? But it is a fact. You know what I mean? And, you know, so if people need assistance and they really want to get in tune with their health and, you know, me telling you what to do is you got to make your choice. Because in my type of healing is a mental thing, you know what I'm saying?
It's a
holistic thing, basically, yeah. You know, so your mind got to be in the right place, you got to be, you know, willing and ready to deal with what you need to deal with, you know what I mean, from a serious point of view.
You see people wanting to have fire in one hand and water. There are a lot of people who don't want to give up, like me. There are lots of times I say, you know, I'm not going to do that again, because you find out that it makes you sick, and I swear I'm not going to do it again. And when I find that I have it in my hands, and I'm saying, well, you know what, I'm going to do it today, and I'm not going to do it tomorrow. We have that weakness in us. And so I always tell people, you can't blame people, and you can't sit on the side and say, oh, they can do better. Sometimes you try, like I do. Sometimes you avoid things, and then all of a sudden you see it, and your body just say, yes, because like I said, it's a poison. It's an addiction that you would have created, and your mind is not strong enough because you still want to eat it. But if you get accustomed, it's habitual. Life is habit forming, and I always believe that, because if I take sugar out of my diet, I don't do sugar. I mean, I say I don't do sugar, but yet still I would eat a piece of cake. But sugar is not one of my biggest sweeteners. I don't really go to sugar. But whenever you see something that you have a jam tart or those things that Sandra always get me to order,
the black
and
pudding,
those things, you know, you want to eat them, and so when you eat them, it tastes good, and you say, well, if this is what's gonna. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can go for, like, I've gone for 6 months, and I would have avoided those things and felt better, and say, swear I'm not going to do that again. Christmas comes, I'm like, only for this one day. You get indulged in it again, and all of a sudden you're back onto that road.
True. It's empowered in mind, you know what I mean? And we are humans, you know. We're gonna fall short for certain things, certain times. But as you say, if we decide to cleanse out, you know, that's the most important thing. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell people, force people, you know what I mean, what to eat and what not to eat. I would enlighten you, and you make the choice. You understand? It's your life, your decision. I can't force nobody.
And healing is a program. It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So don't think that you could come and say, Ajudan, what good for high blood pressure? High blood pressure is not just high blood pressure. There are things that cause high blood pressure, and you have to get rid of the things that are causing the pressure to rise.
You know what
so
I'm
people always go, what's good for diabetes? Diabetes is just not diabetes. It's just an abundance of sugar in your body, because people feel that diabetes is just an abundance. There's certain organs that are affected, and because of the fact that they're affected, they cannot do what they're supposed to do. And so therefore you have to ask, how are you going to fix this? And just like your car, if you want a part for it, you have to wait some time before they source the part and have it shipped to you, and then the mechanic has to come. First he has to come and he has to test and see if it really is this part. And it's a process. Some people have their cars in the garage for like 6 months. And it's the same thing. If you want to fix your body, if you really want to do the right thing, it's not about, and that is where the pharmacy came in. Pharmaceuticals became a big thing, because what it does, it provides that almost immediate fix. Not fix, comfort, you're right.
I mean.
Gives that comfort, and all along you're taking all of these amlodipine, like Cineprel, metformin, and all of those other things. For the rest of your life, you're going to take it. It doesn't make sense.
Because they come with side effects, they tell you that too.
Lots of it, because then you're fixing, you're trying to control your sugar, and then all of a sudden you have a pain, you have a sore that your body is not healing, then you have to amputate your foot, and you start taking pieces of your body, pieces and pieces and pieces, and in the end you just lose yourself. And it's about finding the solutions to your problem, and healing is a process. It takes time. And so your way of doing it is not nobody just calling you on the phone and say, well, what you could take for this?
No. I mean, if I'm doing it, you know, I mean, I'm doing it from a real professional standpoint of view. You know, right now, you gotta be that type of way, because I'm
Your
a very
reputation
busy,
is at stake, yeah.
I'm a very busy person too, you know what I mean, and I got a lot going on, and just to gather herbs is a serious thing, and some of the places I gotta go
Yeah,
just to gather them,
yeah,
the things I gotta do, understand, and a lot of time, you know what I mean, and I don't really make a lot of stuff and get them stuck up on the
but you
shelf.
can't because then you're going on like the
Because-
pharmacies.
so
They're dead food.
so if they're gonna call me, then I would have to we will discuss and I will deal with them, get what I need to get and prepare what I need to prepare and those type of stuff, and so you know what I mean. Yeah.
And for those of you who think that you can treat herbs like you treat paracetamol and ibuprofen and things like that, it's not that way. They have to be properly prepared. Because like I was telling this girl, because she tells me, every morning I drink turmeric tea. So I said, but why do you drink turmeric tea? Because I say it's good. How do you drink it? If you just do turmeric in water, you're defeating the purpose. Because there's certain vitamins or there's certain plants, herbs that can be they're either water soluble or oil soluble.
Yeah.
So you have to take it in, your body can only absorb it if it's in an oil form or it's a water form. You don't have an understanding. Turmeric is one of those. Turmeric you have to take it with oil because it's that type of plant. It's the areas that they affect.
Yeah.
Anything that affects your liver basically has to go into
The oil help to activate the cumin inside of it, you understand?
definitely. And the same thing with the brain. Anything that your brain can only use fatty stuff, so anything that is going to work there has to be in that form.
True,
And so people, and then you know about taking the black pepper with the bioperperin in the turmeric that helps your body to absorb the the curcumin inside of the turmeric. Because people, you're taking things just like how you do with the drugs. You want to do the same thing with the natural plants. It's not the same way. You have, and that's why you need people like Agilon who's going to guide you. You don't just get up and start to boil leaves. Because there's some leaves you can't boil because if you add heat to it, you're destroying
the properties.
Definitely.
From it, you know what I'm saying? Some herbs you just have to hold them, soak them overnight for hours, and
drink them.
And then
Some of them you
them.
pong them, you squeeze them, and you drink drink
different
them.
ways of extracting, So it's an art basically in dealing with the herbs, preparing the herbs, the roots, the barks, the stems. There are ways and means how to do those type of stuff, and so you know what I mean. And time to harvest, when to harvest them to get the real energy. I mean, we could pick in plants every day, but if you don't know the best time to harvest it, you wouldn't gain the real nutritional and the strength from the plant itself,
It was amazing when I first talked to Aljon. I said, I want you to pick. He said, no, you have to know when to pick, when to plant, which plant to pick, when you're going to get the energy in which. And it's over time. It's the experience that you get over time. I was like, why I just want something to make some tea. It's just not that, because you're defeating the purpose. You're just doing like you're doing ordinary food. If you're going to boil some bush and drink it, and you pick it at the wrong time, you boil it at the wrong temperature, you're defeating the purpose. You're just drinking bush.
Yeah, man. It's just a knowledge a man get from the Asians and or
Ancestors.
Ancestors. They had a great knowledge of what's going on,
Because they were connected, huh?
Yep.
We don't have that connection. We don't even know what our bodies are and what our bodies do. We wake up every morning and hope that it would just wake up with us.
It's true that, you know what I mean? And it's what we're working with, so we need to get conscious of ourselves. Not about the phone, not about the car. If the car need, you know what I mean? Not, be conscious about yourself, and then by doing that now, you're going to see the difference within, you know what I mean, your way of living and seeing things, feeling, you know what I mean?
What I don't understand about human beings, we are one of the most complex set of, I don't know what the creation that God would have created. We are told a lot of things, and we're shown, if you eat this, and they know it, if you eat this is what's going to happen. A person goes to the doctor and he says, oh, you're a diabetic, and then my ice cream truck come around and you see them, give me 5 fudge, I want an ice cream, and you're not supposed to be eating it, but we don't do it, and later on when we feel sick, we run to the doctor and we say, oh, doc, I was doing the right thing because I was taking insulin and eating the same sugar, the bad food. you're not doing anything for yourself. You're just speeding up the time in which you're going to go.
True, true.
And we see these, and that's what I said, we have an understanding, and it's difficult for you guys who are biologists and people who really want to see people do the right things and want to see the world become a world where people are healthy, and we can do that because we have the resources to do so. But we have been brainwashed. We've been fed poison. We've been told all of the things that are supposed to be good. They call it bad coconut oil. We grew up eating coconut. It was a good filler. When you don't eat that there, you don't want none. But we used to just add the same bad sugar. But we used to eat brown sugar then. But it's still squeezed out of the plant. So that's another
That's
thing.
why I said we give away the good stuff. And
Yeah.
we like brown sugar we produced it.
Yeah.
And it was much better than the white one we imported.
Yeah, but we import the white one because
understand?
people didn't like the white one.
You know, and just like long time ago, we also tell people eat ital, you know, keep away from the chickens, the this and the that. And no doctor telling them the same thing. Keep up your salt, keep up, you understand? So it's about getting conscious and knowing, well, the nature, you know, the earth produce everything here for us, and if we appreciate the earth and the things that they have to offer, then life will be much easier for us as a people.
We refer to us as the
You
natural
understand?
man, but we eat so much unnatural foods. We eat, you know, I remember one time my mother said, you know, when you look at the pig pond, the pot that you have with the pig food, you realize the pig is eating the food and we're eating the junk. Because it always, you give them the husk, you give them the best part of the food,
That's
and then
true.
we take the worst part of the food, and so we're feeding the pigs
That's
the
true.
good food,
That's
and
true.
we're eating the bad food.
That's true.
And I held on to that when I was growing up, noticing that, and it's a fact.
Yeah, because we have a plant we call spreading hagweed, which is considered a superfood. You know, because it's full of a lot of antioxidants and, you know, a lot of phytochemicals and phytonutrients within inside of it, you know what I mean? And it's very potent in terms of when you cook it up and them stuff. Builds the blood, regulate your blood pressure and those type of stuff. And, you know, if you got low blood, it builds it up. If you got high blood,
So it's an adaptogen.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got a lot of uses.
What the name of the thing?
Hagweed, the scientific name is Bohevia diffuser.
Oh, we used to call it hog meat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that's a very powerful herb considered a superfood. We got other plant we call purslane. These are some great greens we could substitute in our diets and use on salads and them type of stuff. You know what I mean?
No, but we're not going to eat that.
Very, very nutritious. I mean, you look at them, but if you get to know the value, then you understand. It's knowing the value of them. And because we only eat things because we think it's good for us.
It smells good.
You
And
understand?
then tastes good. But we don't understand it's just not good.
You know,
We don't understand how carcinogenic it becomes when you start frying stuff. The oils that we're using first, they're not even good oils. Those hydrogenated oils, and it has been proven, these are facts, that they're carcinogenic. We ask ourselves, how come we have so much cancer now in the Caribbean? How come so many people are dying from cancer? Because we start eating the food of the first world countries.
Definitely.
We are now eating the same processed, overly processed. If we understand what the term pasteurized means, but a lot of times we're not even reading the labels because they don't make sense. We look at things like monosodium glutamate, which is MSG. That again is a poison. They tell you how carcinogenic it is. The Chinese use it in the food as an enhancer, a taste, enhance the taste. But it's a drug. It's an addiction. And it kills you. Those ramen noodles, I see parents go to the shop, slow poisoning the children. We see parents go to the shop and they have basket of filled with ramen noodles and they're cheap. You know why? Because they're not food. It's poison and we give it to our children.
True. And that's a part. You going there.
I know,
I mean,
it's sad.
It's a big part of the game and the system, you know what I'm saying, of system of things.
Yeah.
How these things are used to control us in a type of way, you know, because when your body in a type of way, the mind react in
Same
a type
way.
of way,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
because
true.
we are holistic beings, you know. I mean, sugar can make you hyper. You know what I mean? You get a sugar, you run up and down all night. And a lot of energy, you know. So you got certain people who understand these things and they feed us these food to keep us a certain type of way.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're in that type of way, you
Your
easy
control
to
is to
control
control,
and
yeah.
manipulate it.
Yeah, you become
You
addicted to it
understand?
and you want more, so
Right.
you stick to more and you go for
Right.
more.
And then we become more consumers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and straighten up the agenda.
It's sad.
You know, so-
It's sad the world that we've lived in and the mindset of people, of humans, and where we have come. And it's only going to get worse, huh? We
Well-
have to start working on our consciousness.
People don't like the ugly truth, they like the beautiful lie.
Yeah,
You
it's true.
understand?
It is so true.
You know?
It is so true. I like that one.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's how the world really gonna make. If you tell people about this stuff, them, yo, drink some bush. Them like, yo, maybe a goat.
That is nasty. Oh, it's bitter. I don't want a bitter bush.
You understand?
Yeah.
But it's only when they reach in the position where the body know, you know, because nobody never tell them about the body. So we you know.
But again, you buy. It's amazing. Give a child a cell phone, and they try to find out everything about the cell phone. Another killer that we walk around with, and we buy these for our children, the most expensive ones, creating wreaking havoc on our children's life. And we want to know. Then we go and we go asking people to help. Go fund me because your child has cancer. Why? The foods that you fed it, the toys that they have, and look, go into the first thing you're gonna find, a tablet or a cell phone, and children stay on the tablet all day, not be monitored by their parents, because it's a good thing. It's a good relief for the parents. They don't have to bother about the child. So you give them a tablet, and you're killing your child slowly, and you don't even know. Or do you care to know?
They don't know. We don't, because you know how that happening. As I said last time we were speaking, we are energy. You know what I mean? And by these phones and computers, they give off high energy. You understand? And remember the signals that they're receiving and sending, you know, signals is radio waves. Just like when the place get hot and hot sunny day and you look on the street,
You see that?
you see the
Yeah.
heat waves there.
Yeah.
Well, around us is a lot of energy.
Too much. We are bombarded with it.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
bodies
you
don't have
understand.
time. Our bodies are fighting it because that's how our bodies were designed.
Well, we were made from it. I
Yeah.
mean, we are part of it.
Yeah.
So when we become conscious of these things, as I tell you, being conscious now, you recognize everything is one, Everything is one and everything connected.
And
You
so
know,
we can communicate with
You
it.
understand? So, you know, I mean, the other guy thinks a monkey see monkey do. Collective consciousness. So, you know, the things that we do is about, I mean, just speaking it into the universe. People become aware of it. They open up their mind.
That's another topic that we have to discuss, and I would love to have a discussion on this topic about speaking it, and it happens. And those Christian-minded people would recognize if that is what they believe in, it's a reality because God spake this world into existence. So we understand the power of speaking.
Well, even you thinking, the power of thought.
Yeah.
Thought.
Yeah.
You understand?
You've talked about telepathy, where I can think
energy.
about something and you hear me. I think about you and then you show up. This is how telepathic we can become. But people are not even aware. It's a lot of things, and we're running out of time. It's a lot of things. We're in a world with ourselves, not having an understanding of who we are. And because we don't have an understanding of who we are, we'd never try to find out of what we can become.
Well, for example, we wear colors because colors are there to stimulate the mind.
Nobody know that.
You know, that's why our Asians foreparents using paint of the face in ceremonies, healing and that type of stuff. Colors have energy.
Yep.
Colors have days where they radiate their most energy and those type of stuff. You know, you see the book that I gave you, African Holistic Health.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went through that book opened up my mind and like, you understand?
I've had a lot of mind openers, honestly, and when you read these books, you can relate to them because sometimes you read this book and because of the fact that you're not ready for the books, it don't make sense. And I realize that it's a lot. It's a lot of things now that I'm gravitating towards because you have that. It's like a connection.
Well, I mean, music. You can use music to heal you. Sound can heal.
Vibration,
Colours
based
can
on the
heal.
vibration. Yeah,
All these are
because they all vibrate
different
on a different
type of-
frequency.
Right. These
Yeah.
are different healing mechanisms.
Yeah.
If you listen to music and you're joyous, you become joyous. By you just become joyous, it stimulates so much things within your body that create so much energy that could do so much things.
The sound
power
of
of thought.
water can be so calming. Just the sound of water. Before I got so deep into where I'm at right now, I used to like the sound of the sea. I used to just like to sit on the shore and just close my eyes, and it took you to places where you never thought. That's before I understood what meditation was all about, and the calm and that it can bring. And if you start to really believe in these things, you start to look outside the box, we recognize that we are so busy and we are so caught up. Our bodies are not getting a chance to rejuvenate and to rebuild itself. And so that is why we're deteriorating more so than anything else. And simple things like just the sound of water
And stop
makes a
believe.
big difference.
We ain't believing, you know. We ain't trying to believe.
No, we
Even-
know.
We know how we do not know.
We
You
know, we
understand?
definitely know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let me get the believing
The
thing.
belief.
Because when we believe in things, we making comfort to ourselves.
Yes.
When we know,
Hope. We're looking for hope.
right, when we know, we get a reality.
Knowledge
when
is
we do
power.
not know, there's so much possibilities in not knowing.
And that is one of the reasons why we are fooled, because we always believe. It's not that we know. We believe it. They believe they have good intention. We always believe this. And because we believe that, we follow it and we find ourselves
We
in
never
big
get to
trouble.
know.
We never get to know. When we get to know, and it's too late. That's the big problem. We
Yeah.
always get to know, and that's what they always say. If I had known, if I had only known then, but you believed, and belief took you in that direction. If you had known it, you would not have been there. So knowing is half the battle.
And not knowing is powerful because of nothing came so many
things, right?
Zero is more powerful than one.
Sure.
So having nothing, you think you have nothing, you have everything.
Yeah, we have to just dig
You
deep
understand?
and look
So
within.
there's a lot of power in nothing. Eh?
Oh, it was a beautiful discussion, Nigel, as usual. And every time I finish talking to you, I want to have you again and again and again, because it's life. And I think that's the area I want to go. It's a journey. We are basically on this journey, and we are on this journey together. And there are going to be lots of bumps in the road, because when I ready to go downstairs, I know I have to open that door because it's on my path. I have to take those stairs because it's in the area that I have to go. There's certain things that are in your path, and you have to be able to get over them. And you need to have that mindset, the power to know that you can get over it. We were talking earlier about believing and knowing. Belief and knowledge is two different things, and a lot of times we hook on this belief thing that is putting us in the position that we're in. Having the knowledge of is another thing, and these are areas that we have to talk, because we could talk about healing, we could talk about herbs, we could talk about what people can take, but unless people have an understanding of why they have to take it, it's basically defeating the purpose. And a lot of times we come with solution, and that is why I said let's talk about prevention. Let's start from the beginning. Let's give people a chance to understand why they have to get there. Getting there, you tell me we have to cross the river. Why am I going across the river if I'm quite comfortable here? And so you have to give people reasons why, and having them the understanding of why you have to take that next step. And it's the same thing when you go to the doctor give you the tablets and they don't tell you what it's going to do. Just take them 3 times per day. Take them with meals. Take it before you go to bed, first thing in the morning. But you don't know. But because you believe in what the doctor is saying, you take it not having the understanding or the knowledge of why you should. And that is one of the reasons why we can't blame people too much, is because of the fact lack of knowledge and belief is posing a big problem for us.
Yeah. Definitely.
We believe the white man they were good people and they had good intentions. We ended up in slavery.
If you don't know what the doctor giving you, you don't know, but he knows.
He knows.
You understand?
Believe that. He believed that this is right. Remember, they're
knows.
practitioners still. Let me not say that.
Big up the
because I have
doctors,
to,
them, man.
Yeah, I have to go to them sometimes.
The
But they,
doctors.
in all fairness, we know they are practitioners. They're
Yeah.
still practicing, because
We are in the
medicine
century.
is about practicing. Let's just realize that we are out of time, and before I get myself into big trouble and start going on paths, because I do go to doctors and I love all of the doctors. We have good discussions, and they have done well. Because there are a lot of people who are alive today because doctors use the knowledge that they have and the understanding that they have.
We all got to contribute. Man.
We have to all do that, because
you
we
know
have
what I
to.
mean? We all
Healing
gotta
is not a doctor's job, huh?
No.
It's you. Everything comes back to you.
I don't heal nobody here. It's your body heal yourself.
Definitely.
You understand, my people? I only provide the resources that your body need, and your body do the trick. Because if you get a cut and you put a plaster over it, your body gonna heal back itself.
It's a beautiful Friday morning. Friday afternoon is winding down, and people tend to say, thank God it's Friday. It's a day of the week that you tend to reflect on what you're going to do on the weekend, and it's a day that you tend to reflect on how much money you would have made during that week. That's Friday is such an important day. But it's also, I want you all to be aware of the fact that COVID-19 is still here. We have cases, and we'll continue to have cases, and that is one of the reasons why we have to start to build our immune system. We have to work on it, whether or not vaccinated or not vaccinated. We still have to make sure that we build our immune system and do the things that are necessary. Non-pharmaceuticals have helped us before the vaccination was here. That is the washing of the hands, hand sanitizing, the wearing of the mask, and social distancing. It has worked for us over that time. It continues to do so. There's a scripture in Leviticus, I think it is, where it spoke about the plagues and the things that you do. It's strange. It talk about the same thing, the washing of the hands, the wearing of the mask, and the social distancing. It's been there from ages, so we know that have been practiced long before us, so let's continue to do so. And by us doing that, doing our part, we'll tend to keep COVID at bay. It's a weekend.
Weekend, everybody, enjoy your weekend and stay safe, you know what I mean?
And
respect.
Eat the right things, and if you eat right and you do the things that you're supposed to do, you're going to live not just a long life, but a long, healthy life where you can get up in the morning like Stanley and come swimming.
More vibrant and get around freely, you know what I mean?
That's the idea. My name is Sandra Quiliatis, and it was a pleasure being here. I look forward to doing the same thing next Friday.